am rising on Substack. Someone from the Online Writing Club just informed me about this, and I was so excited. And then I checked the stats in my Substack app, and I saw that I apparently added $3,000 to my recurring revenue on Substack. And this is why I think this is so important to know this as a mom. All the moms out there, okay? Please keep watching because you need to know all this. And I'm of course also gonna share my screen to show you everything, you know? So this is my online writing club here. This is like the feed where you can see everything, like the long form posts, the short form posts, replies and stuff. And you can see I have an online writing club. It's all about online writing, and I am here now rising. This is the bestsellers on Substack, and I'm now rising in my specific category, which is of course amazing. And in addition, on my phone, hopefully you can see this, but I added these $3,000. Can you see this? Here, there is this notification. There it is. Yeah. Can you see this? Amazing, right? $3,000. $3,000. And I know there are so many moms out there who are thinking, well, oh, Christina, I would so much love to earn my first, whatever, like $100 or so on the internet. So I thought this video was definitely is something for you. Und wenn du aus Deutschland bist, dann ist dieses Video auf jeden Fall für dich. Okay, very important. Yeah, because I still can't believe it, $3,000. And I was thinking, okay, Christina, what did you do differently in the last 30 days? Because usually, let's say I'm adding $1,000 or $500 or so, but not $3,000. So how could I like add these 3,000 to my Substack income in the last 30 days when I am already like earning about $4,000 per month in recurring income as a mom of two working part-time? My kids are 2 and 6, both are under 7, both very much in the mommy watch this phase, and in a few seconds I have to pick them up also. So many people told me I couldn't do this. Over the years, I've heard it they said, you can't do this, be realistic, you have a well-paid corporate job. Why would you do that, you know? And what about the baby, you know? Is this even good for your health? Come join us for a drink, you know, the Mommy Wine Club. Come watch a movie with us, all this, you know, come drink coffee with us, hang out for 3 hours and do like nothing with the kids running around. Sure, I'm doing all of this with the kids. I mean, not the wine and not the watching, but, you know, and the Mommy Wine Club was never my thing. Do this, not that. And here's the funny part. The same people would say in the same breath, one day, I'll start my own business, write my book, write online, do my own thing one day. You know, this is why you can see all the advertisement about writing your own book. One day you can do this if you pay me $5,000 or so, or $1,000, I can help you write this book. You know, there are so many ads now. I personally know exactly one person who actually started and kept going. She built a life coaching business. The others, nope. You know, still waiting for the one day to come. I didn't wait. I did it anyway for 6 years now. I started writing on the internet, and you can do it too. And really, when I'm seeing this notification, I want all the moms out there to join Substack and be with me there, okay? So if you're a mom who's been quietly wondering whether you could earn money writing online, this is super important. So first, I want to tell you a bit more about Substack. So what is Substack, okay? I think the best for this is to show you my online writing club page so you have a better impression for this. And if you're asking me about the things that I changed, I think I changed a lot in the last 30 days when it comes to like looking professional. Everything has to be professional and stuff. Maybe also, sharing more like personal photos and stuff. This is also something that I started doing, and apparently people like it. Before I was always like this corporate girl and said, you know what, this all has to look professional. Now I'm more like this kind of girl who says this has to be original. This has to be more me. This has to be different than the others. Because now with ChatGPT, Gemini, you name all these tools, it's so easy to do a Substack tutorial, put it on YouTube, and or whatever, like share something on Substack. Even like a personal essay is so easily written. And at the same time, what's missing is the human connection. And I was, for instance, attending last week the biggest event for events about events. And there they also said it's about humanizing the whole experience, you know, humanizing the whole experience. And one of these things is just, as always, be more you. And since I'm a non-native, for me, it's not so easy because sometimes I'm like using like the same words I learned, for instance. But at the same time, it's also helping me finding my voice in the English writing world, and is now also helping me in the German world. Let's call it like this. So now we want to talk about Substack, okay? So Substack, showed you this already. This is the profile page. This would be my profile, all about Christina God. There can only be one Christina God. And this is my online writing club. And my online writing club is all about writing online, for instance, getting published in the New York Times, writing your first book. But it's also about becoming a consistent writer, becoming a daily writer, strengthening this writing muscle, and of course, starting, which I think is super important, starting and growing your email list. Because as a marketer myself, I'm an award-winning marketer, and when you're a mom, you're always might not be someone who wants to brag or so. And it's really not about bragging, but I really forgot about it. And then someone on Substack told me, Christina, aren't you an award-winning marketer? I said, well, yeah, you're right about that. So I am. And this is why, of course, I'm also helping people who hate selling to sell themselves, to promote themselves, because I always say it's not selling if you're just talking about yourself, similar to what I'm doing now. Because what am I selling here? I'm not selling anything bad. I just tell you, hey, take the time you have and put it on Substack, because it's the best thing to do. And what's the most important thing about Substack is really you can start for free. So for instance, if we're going to go in incognito, let me change this for a sec. Let me go into incognito to show you this. If we're going to go on substack.com incognito, then you can see that you have like access to everything, and you have access to everything for free. So this is the Substack page here. There you would see like all the notes and stuff. We can go through this, notes and stuff, la 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 la. And you made it, you own it. Yeah, you always own your intellectual property, mailing list, and subscriber and payment. The cool thing really is you only give them like a Substack tags, as many say, like in a very negative way. But this simply means that you're going to give them 10%, a 10% cut the moment you earn money with Substack. And then, of course, you have the Stripe fees and stuff, but it's just 10%, Tell me another platform who's just taking 10%. Now, for instance, also with Spotify, there are some competitors now, and they say, you know what, we're not paying like these amazing artists, just like a small percentage, we're paying them more. So this is the idea of it. It's a free platform where you can write posts. It's like a blog, and people subscribe to get them in their inbox, like a newsletter. And the cool part is really you can turn on paid subscriptions with one click, and readers who love your work pay you monthly or yearly to support it and can unlock extras. So you don't get headaches. You don't need to know how a website works with WordPress and so on. Oh my God. No ads to run. You can write, you can publish, you grow. And then there's the question, what can a mom even blog about? So let me zoom in again here. What can a mom even blog about? Whatever you're already living, I have still some ideas for you. So it could be motherhood itself, like the honest, funny, the messy version nobody posts on Instagram or on other platforms. What you know from your like before kids career. So for instance, teaching, nursing, marketing, finance, organizing. Or you have a specific hobby or an obsession like meal planning, budgeting, decluttering, fitness, after baby, postpartum depression, I don't know, homeschooling, your journey about earning money online, paying off debt, building something while raising littles, there are so many topics out there. You love gardening, you love fishing, put it out there. You don't need to be an expert. You need to be one chapter ahead of your readers. Now, of course, you are interested in my story, and I'm not usually sitting here. I thought maybe this time it's a bit different, and I can talk more freely about it. I started on Substack in 2022. I was already earning about $1,000 per month writing on Medium, but I knew it was important not to put all of my eggs in one basket. Again, I was a non-native. I'm from Germany. Starting Substack was the best decision I've ever made because my English is much, much better. Then I got pregnant. I felt sick all the time and couldn't stay consistent. And you know what? That's real life as a mom, and it's okay. The internet, let's say, like waited for me, or some people on the internet who know me already from Medium. And then in 2024, I said, you know what? I'm going to open a new chapter. I turned on paid subscriptions on Substack. So I was already reporting about the platform on a more meta level, but I didn't make my own newsletter paid. To fast forward to today, I have now 18,000 subscribers starting from zilch nada and have 34,000 readers, and that 3,000 jump in a single month. And now, of course, there's the question, how did she do this? How did this mom do it part-time? Well, I was really thinking about what did I do differently, okay? Let's say it didn't really happen by accident, because of course I'm doing lots of things already on Substack, just because I know the platform very well and I'm educating others on the platform so they can be successful. So I would say, let me share my screen to show you the things that I changed in the last couple of weeks, so you can also do this. Of course, the first thing is to get on Substack. This is the most important thing. If you're not on Substack and you have any questions about getting started on Substack, do me a favor, put this in the comments so I can reply, because community is also a very important aspect. Okay, number one is, and there is already like a YouTube video about this, the new paid perks. So paid perks means that people are opening their wallets to pay you as a writer because they love you. And in the past, it was just text, and now what we have are the perks. So people can, for instance, see, oh, wow, I'm getting access to Christina's community chat. I'm getting direct messages. I get personal support. And Christina has a Substack for Beginners course included, as an example. Now they can see it. Before it was just text. Okay, this is the cool thing. So they are really seeing what they get is now visualized. Then we have a new highlighting feature. This was something that a small stacker with just 500 subscribers, she asked for this. And for instance, if you're gonna go with this, with N Handy, you can see this exactly here. This is the highlighting feature. So what I do is I use Substack's highlighting feature to highlight the most important parts of every post for skimmers. Moms read with one hand while holding a toddler, they need some help. And there are so many skimmers on the internet, they need this. And in addition to that, I also have the call out box. The call out boxes are also new on Substack. Before it also was just text. Now we can visualize this, and I add them to emphasize my paid subscription and my courses inside posts. And I would tell anyone, don't be shy about telling people what you offer. Very important. Tell people what you offer, and from day one, offer a paid subscription. This is the most important thing. Don't call it subscription, call it membership, because it's not a newsletter, it's not a blog, it is a community you're building. Let's say it's about great divorce, it is about breastfeeding your kid, it is about yoga, postpartum yoga, something like this, Then also, I think that my thumbnails, I call them thumbnails, but let's call them also featured images, they also changed. You can see this here. So for instance, I was always going, for instance, with my podcast like this, like beige background, and then I had here some colors, and then the person like, oh yeah, awesome. And now what I did in the last couple of days was, okay, I changed this a bit, and I was more going into this bold, unique stuff, like original thumbnails. So I stopped like making my thumbnails look professional as I did before, and more like, okay, how can I stand out? The more you, the better. I wanted to really get paid to be me, not more like this brand look I was always looking for, let's call it like this, as a brand manager myself. And then another thing I did was I went into ChatGPT and into Claude, and I asked both, could you analyze my newsletter? So could you tell me what you are seeing? Why would you bring people to my online writing club? And the answers, they were eye-opening, and it got me thinking, AI is like a child. It's important to educate it on who you are. And I'm going to share the full breakdown because it's a lot of things I learned in an upcoming video, okay? And then I have my live class. This is a live class inside my Substack for Beginners course. It's the best decision, really, to have live classes, group calls, coaching calls, because I get feedback every single day or every single week. We discuss Substack's new features together, and that feedback goes straight back into my work. This could be about gardening in the spring, gardening in summer, and then you get direct feedback. And also what I'm doing, let me see whether I can show this with you because this might have some sensitive data here. Let me, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, so here can you see on the left-hand side my DMs, 0 automation. Some people have automations. I don't have any automations. This would mean that I'm always replying as Christina whenever I have the time, usually within 24 to 48 hours in the direct messages. So I have the one-to-one conversation here with Josie, for instance, Beth, Diane, and so on and so on. And on the right-hand side, you can see my chat. And in the chat, I did in the last couple of weeks way more than I did before. I was, for instance, sharing my YouTube videos. And I also was asking questions and sharing behind the scenes, celebrating the online writing club members, celebrating the class of 2026, talking, for instance, about open rates, talking about events I attended. It changed, celebrating the 15th birthday of Melanie, for instance. It really changed. And also I let people promote themselves or share their work, you know? And what I think is really the best, that we have these two community features. This means we have chat and we have direct messages, which are built in. Of course, there are lots of more tools I could now tell you about, but just if you're asking me, Christian, what did you change? This is what I changed. And I have way more like personal contact now with people. Of course, if you are someone who just wants to write, it's fine as well. You can grow. But the thing really, and people got to pay you for this, and you can tell them just, you know what, I'm super busy writing my love novel or so. But people can really feel the difference. No matter what you're doing, you have to reply in your voice. And sure, you can also like automate stuff or so if you're super, super busy as a mom. But then again, what I'm doing, even with 18,000, I can reply to everyone without having like an automation going. What I didn't change, I want to be honest, I still work early in the morning and late in the evening, the hours around my kids. Not, this is not so good. That's the part-time reality. It's not pretty, but it's mine and it pays. And this was a little like behind the scenes. I hope you liked it. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. You can find on the Online Writing Club and also on YouTube more like long form pieces. But the thing was really, I wanted to tell you that you don't need 18,000 subscribers to start. I also didn't start with 18,000 subscribers. I started with 0. And now I'm earning 4,000. And now with the 3,000 added, even more. And you can earn this recurring revenue, where can you earn $3,000 or $1,000 per month, And I really started this from 0. Then I had the medium side income. A lot of people telling me, be realistic. And 6 years later, I'm earning more than $4,000 a month through Substack, part-time with a 2-year-old on my hip sometimes. So the thing is, what I want to tell you is really, I don't want you to be a one-day kind of girl, One day is today, one day is yesterday. And Substack is free. Your story is already written. You've been living it. You can do this, girl. Okay, this is the idea of it. So hopefully in the comments, I'm gonna learn about you and about your situation. Maybe you're gonna go through a divorce. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. Maybe you have a passion you definitely want to bring to Substack. Let me know. Everyone who replies, I have a special surprise for you. And this surprise, of course, will include somehow getting in contact with me. So if you would like to get in personal contact with me, meet another like mom on Substack, this would be me, okay? Thank you so much for watching. You, of course, can subscribe to the channel, which would be amazing for me. And I would say see you in the next video. Und den ganzen deutschen Zusehern sage ich viele Grüße. Tschüss.